encounters with over 100 people through making invitations of one sort or another in public spaces of Amsterdam. To make a sort of conclusion to this, I wanted to find a way for other people to experience what I experienced. This was, of course, impossible. Still, to say a sort of goodbye to these invitations, I wanted to commemorate them with you. Marloes was the first person that I tried to share these encounters with, so we talked a lot about this. The two of us decided to create a completely new encounter, one that everyone who came could make and experience together. Something that we could facilitate, but not be able to predict the outcome of, just like my invitations. So here we are. And actually, do we see the book I'm going to go deliver my first invitation. I'm going to do my second round of invitations. I'm going to follow the first person that I see wearing the color red. And when they stop and they get off their bicycle, that's when I'm going to give them an invitation. And then from there, I'll follow somebody wearing yellow. The reason that I was going on the bikes and following people is because I wanted to not know where I was going, and I wanted to be able to go to maybe parts of the city that I had never been to, and I didn't want to choose the people that I would invite myself. So I chose them based on the first color that I saw. So it's quite random in that way. The first thing that I did was I invited people to invite me to join them in an act of their everyday public life, and that we would make a portrait of this. And so some people did. And this is Alicia. She invited me to feed the ducks with her, which she did every day or every other day in the summer at the park near her house. This is Angelique, and she invited me to go to the market with her and buy vegetables from Paul, who now I buy vegetables from. And then I followed the guy in the orange shirt that I was led to by the guy in the yellow shirt, and he's here, that's Herman Yan. And Herman Yan invited me to make a portrait of his everyday public life, which was on his bench. But this isn't when we met, this is actually the next time that we met. So, do you remember the first time we met? It was in the same spot, yeah. And actually, I have a script of it, and I'm wondering if you'd read it with me. You could just come up with me here. We can read it off the screen. And then I need another volunteer. Is there somebody else who would be willing to read the stage direction, just from the screen? Naomi, yeah, great. So we just still stand here, and if you just stay there, Naomi, you'll be able to read it too. Okay. Split Yangle.
Me?
I'd like to tell you something. It's an invitation for a project.
He takes the envelope smiling and places it on the bench's tabletop.
Yeah. In the middle.
That's what you said to me.
Why?
Yes.
Yes, well, I phone you back. That's all. I will phone you back as soon as I know the right moment.
Yeah.
And I'll invite you for, because I was sitting there making pizza. You said, I said, well, next time I invite you for a pizza.
Yeah.
And then, when was it when you met each other again?
The first time I met you was July 23rd, and I think the next time was in August. So about a month later, you invited me for pizza.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did something wrong there.
And then, after we'd been sitting there for a while, and after we finished our pizza, then out of the window came Jan. Because Jan lives in the house, and Jan offered to have us make us some tea. So we made us some tea, and he put the tea and the cookies out there, and then we ate them on the bench. And that was
You
really
see
nice.
the green of the bench is there really in the right corner.
Yes, that was the bench, exactly. So let's get back to potatoes. Can we get the lights on a little bit again? Soon there was a few people asking me for invitations, and then they were sharing the invitations and they were talking about it. And one of those people was Ben, and he asked me for an invitation right away, and I thought, there's no way that he's going to actually do anything with his invitation, because he read it and he laughed and then he passed it on to somebody else. But then when he got up to leave, he said, I'd like to invite you next week to make stroopwafels with me, because I make stroopwafels on the Dappermark, and that's what I do. So I did. 15 more seconds.
Okay.
Nee, we hebben geen ruzie met zo hoor, maar het is soms hebben zij dan mij en dan was het best wel een probleem dat ik dan gewoon een beetje vrij ingewikkeld
Ik snap het, maar de derde vandaag,
Maar dit is wel handig.
En waar was het gezegd?
There's several bars.
Where was the stuff?
We're going to take them down now to try.
Yeah, great. There I've lived in 10 cities over the past 10 years and have found that it's easier to be somewhere without actually being there than you might think. You can transfer your life and your habits and your day-to-day and your mindset from one place to the next without much trouble. You can forget to look around yourself. It's easy to miss things. It's easier than you think to stay separate from the fabric of the city in which you live. Each one of you represents the marks of Amsterdam I now carry with me. Each one of us strangers who have shared or will continue to share this city represents an ability to coincidentally discover things that are worthwhile. So here's to all the future coincidences we are able to discover, and here's to tonight.
Hij staat er als een trouwe wagen en radio de keizerskroon. En al woon ik op 3 of achter, het is of ik daar in een villa woon. Maar als ik die Westertoren zie, dan ben ik een heel ander mens. Dan hoor ik het galmen van jouw melodie, dan leef ik geheel naar de wens. Zeg Wester, jij brengt mij in het vuur en vlam, wanneer ik jou wakker op slaan. Want jij bent de glorie van oud Amsterdam en de parel van onze Jordaan.
It's beautiful.
Come on, let us
Thank you. Difficult to find a really easy city.
The teachers not that
uitgenodigd.